Who should be Casemiro's midfield partner at Manchester United? Casemiro joins to protect the defence. He's going to be the number 6 or the controller for Erik Ten Hag, allowing players around him to move forward into the attacking areas as he defends the wide areas, defends the transition, and simply wins the ball back. United, from a tactical perspective, are very open to the transition. And you take a look at the amount of goals they've conceded on the break recently. It's been pretty ridiculous. Brighton, we saw a 3-on-3. We also saw a 6-on-6 with Brighton scoring goals from those moments. Casemiro is really important to really open up that area of the pitch for United for it not to be a weakness anymore. In terms of midfield partners, I think there's a few players that we could throw into that position. Of course, we've got Christian Eriksen in there. Fred partners Casemiro with the Brazilian national team, and Scott McTominay, of course, could play as the 8 from a deep position moving high. I think first and foremost, let's take a look at Fred. Fred and Casemiro play together for Brazil. They know each other's game, which again, this is quite a big thing in football. You know your partner's game, you know how they operate in certain moments and certain positions. So this is a partnership that could instantly, fit together. Fred's played his best football for Manchester United in a kind of more advanced 8 role, I'd say, and that's exactly where Fred and Casemiro play together in Brazil. Let's take Fred's game. Brazil versus Colombia, and as an example of Fred and Casemiro playing together. Obviously, Paqueta in that midfield plays more as of the attacking midfielder, the guy that's a little bit more advanced. So the idea for Fred and Casemiro in this Brazilian team, in Tito's Brazil, is to hold and control that space. As you can see, number 8, number 5, Fred and Casemiro protecting the back four. Casemiro very much holds a lot more. Wins the ball back through tackles and interceptions. 4 tackles out of his 6-1 against Colombia, 1 interception, 113 touches, completed 92% of his passes as well. Fred plays very much more of the 8, as you can see there. His heat map is in the final third, created 2 chances in this game. And you can see it's more of an attacking role. So for Manchester United, looking at the tactical side of things, for United with Casemiro and Fred in midfield, you'd expect Casemiro to kind of tuck in and Bruno to shift and Fred to move into that attacking line. In terms of the goals and assists from last season, Fred was directly involved in 8 Premier League goals, 2 more than Jack Grealish managed for City. It's a role that he can facilitate. It's a role that allows him to press high and win the ball back. But as well for Manchester United, gives a left footer in this inside right channel, allowing Fred to either underlap and cut the ball back or sit into the inside space and cross to the back post. Fred higher up is much better than Fred low. I like the idea of Casemiro and Fred playing together, 2 countrymen in defence and midfield. Also, Fred is a good aggressor, working out and winning the ball back. Let's move forward to Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay would provide a very similar role, box-to-box role. You've got a lot more height in there. Could work when Man United are playing more physical teams that are going to look to directly attack United with long balls, set pieces. You've got that advantage. And probably if your profile Scott, his best kind of roles maybe in that sort of attacking midfield zone. The one thing you'd say is that do you have a problem with progression when McTominay plays with Casemiro? Both players aren't really renowned for that. Casemiro is a player that will simply get the ball and shift it to his teammate, where this is where I kind of think you've got someone like Christian Eriksen in that deeper role. For me, this is the perfect partner. If there's a player that I want to see partner Casemiro through the season, it is Christian Eriksen. I think the blend of Eriksen's roaming and playmaking would allow United to be far more unpredictable, where at times, Eriksen could receive the ball in the deep areas to then play the kind of, the forward or progressive pass. Or, you've got him playing higher up, allowing, one of the fullbacks to chop inside, then play that progression with Sancho dropping to then get it to Christian Eriksen. I think it works quite well that Christian Eriksen's in there. Not only that, of course, we could see it slightly switch in terms of roles. If Bruno's dropping in and Eriksen's staying high, 2 natural number 10s. I really believe that Casemiro's signing allows United to play a lot more of a creative midfielder at the base, and I think McTominay and Fred, they're not going to give the same level of attacking output as a Christian Eriksen in the high area. So I think it's the perfect sort of role for Eriksen to be that roaming guy that's going to drop deep, that's going to pull wide, that may receive off the fullbacks depending on how United move. I think one of the biggest challenges for United is to build that kind of solid base of Diogo Dalot and Malacia tucking in as an inverted wing-backs to join Casemiro in that area. It also, you know, United in that sense, obviously, you're playing Eriksen, and at times when Eriksen played with Fred, there was a real aerial problem where there was no one to kind of mop up those long balls out of the back. But now with Casemiro, who was ranked in the top 3% of midfielders for aerial duels won, that is absolutely sorted. I think one of the best things with Casemiro is very safe on the ball, that he will get it, will move it quickly. He plays, you know, if there is pressure in and around him, you know, if the opposition are pressing high at the pitch, he will play one touch, and that will speed United up, draw the pressure in and play through and allow Eriksen to move into that advanced area. Eriksen as well gives you an extra chance creator. I think that's one of the things United have struggled with over the last few seasons is, you know, the numbers. Bruno's chance creation last season, top in the Premier League, but the next player was far down the list. So having someone else in that team that can create chances and link with the likes of Jadon Sancho and Martial, I think is very, very important. So for me, the perfect partner for Casemiro in the Manchester United team is Christian Eriksen. Not only will he give United a really sort of solid playmaking base, but you've got a player that can open things up and can get on the ball. You know, we saw Eriksen play really well for United in the opening game against Brighton when he dropped into that kind of defensive midfield role, racked up the statistics in that position, kind of controlled the tempo for United. His long passing was very good, his short passing was very good, and that's something that we want to see from Christian Eriksen in there. But Casemiro needs a bit of creativity near him, needs someone that's going to play through and break the lines. I think that is a very good pairing for Manchester United. A bit of steel in there with Casemiro and a bit of silk with Christian Eriksen. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Christian Eriksen, whether he's the perfect partner for Casemiro in defensive midfield. Guys, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, like that goddamn video, and get in the comments below who do you want to see us check out next.